afternoon, evening. We're making slow progress. Our target date is rapidly approaching. Hoping to get this buttoned up in the next couple weeks. There may be some long days ahead of us. I think what we're going to tackle today is body damage. There's a pretty substantial dent here. Looks like something bounced against it a few times. We need to make some little bolt heads that'll delete those holes. We'll probably lose the marker lights. We've got a couple wowies here we're going to pound out. There's a few dents underneath here. Not 100% sure how crazy I'm going to get trying to fix that. We're going to make a filler panel for this hole. We need to measure and design up our side louver. And I noticed we have kind of a funky dent right here in the roof. We've got the tunnel out, and you can see the transmission. There was a lot of insulation stuffed around it from wild animals. The crumbling apart wood dash is out with all the gauges removed. Most of the floor has been cleaned up. And back here, this is an interesting thing. I did not realize why the back corner of this car was so rusty until I was trying to remove the wiring that goes over that wheel hump. It turns out that this bad boy had a fire. As you can see, the paint is burned, the carpet's melted, the seam sealer's bubbling, and there's a little bit of Bondo leaking through the back where they did some body work. But this thing got pretty dang hot. The fuel tank normally sits right here, and I'm wondering if that's where the fire originated. Underneath, you can tell they ran something over, and this side of the axle has been replaced. I'm wondering if that all resulted from the original accident. And that may actually be what took this thing off the road. Somebody's done a fair amount of body work to the outside of this, so I'm thinking after the fire, it had been repaired and repainted, but I don't know if they finished the repair because there's a newer fuel tank sitting here, but the fuel lines were not connected. The rear hatch has been repainted. It was originally yellow, so that probably got replaced after the fire. But you can see it is roasty toasty in this one corner. Just astounding. There's a good shot of the interior as we're sitting. You can see all the wiring's been pulled up front. We still need to get the seat belts out and get all the insulation cleaned up off the floor, and then that's all going to get painted nice shiny red. And so where we're going for vintage race car status, we're not going to worry about carpet or anything. We're just going to slap some seats in on the bare floor, make it super old school rattle trap. Here we go. We're going to dive into some of these dents. The reason I'm going to focus on that is so that we can get some paint going on the inside so we can kind of bounce back and forth. So if I knock a few dents out, get the bodywork roughed in, we can get the inside of the trunk painted and start moving on to other things while that's drying. And we're going to kind of ping pong around this project a little bit, see if that doesn't help expedite the process. I've got my caffeinated beverage, an assortment of hammers. I'm not going to get super detailed in dollying it just yet. A lot of it I can fine tune after the fact, but for right now, like I said, a lot of it's not even going to be seen. I'm just trying to tidy it up. Because I'm a little pressed for time, I'm going to hurry and get the back end of this body cleaned up and at least get a preliminary coat of paint on everything so that if I don't get time to be more thorough about it, I at least have that base covered. I'll probably throw my headphones on, rock out with the vacuum and wire brush going. And my primary objective is to more or less get to the middle of the wheel humps. I don't know if I have a fight with seat belts in me tonight, but if I can get the first coat of paint down around back here, I can get stuff seam sealed and tidied up. And then probably one more coat of paint and she'll be looking spectacular. We may even edit this part out.